Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home on May 2nd, 2025. There's a lot to talk about, and there's a lot to get into on the other side of this. It's Friday.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Who's ready to clutch it? Let's clutch.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Happy Friday, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you all. Thank you all so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is November 21st, 2025. It is currently 9 o'clock p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour. Hello, my beautiful pearls. How's the girls doing? Good to see you all. Hello, hello. Everybody coming in clutch. We got Jen Nova, Peggy Irwin, Tammy, Joyous. How you doing? Wendy, Carol, Cherie, Plant Lady, Miss Patty, Joe. I'm only doing Discord for Devlin Take Case. Oh, got you. Joe, good to see you. Mom of an Angel, Shelby, Linda, Tina, Anna, Banana, Connie Crew, Hobo, where you been, girl? Good to see you, Mama. Sunshine, Peggy, Lady Gracious, Lynn, good to see you. Is that you just pronounce it Lyn, right? I'm assuming. Thank you, my dear. Zelda, how you been, baby? Good to see you. Janet, good to see you. Crime with Katie. Miss MF Sleepy. Who else do we got? Golden. Forget me not. How could I? How could I? True Crime, Deb, good to see you, love. You changed your name, yeah, or it's just that they probably changed it on here. Erica, good to see you. Peggy, Carol, The Jab, Genova, Universal, Teresa, Sharon, good to see you. Wolfie, how you doing? It is Friday. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. We made it through another week. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Really, really do appreciate it. Tonight, we're talking about Jack and Lilly Sullivan, who vanished from their Pictou County, Nova Scotia home more than 6 months ago, May 2nd, 2025. It's a case very similar to Summer Wells, Sebastian Rogers, Elijah Vu, all of those. And it'll change. It'll switch back, baby. It will. It will. YouTube's drunk, I guess. Hello, Pugs Hair is Glitter. Good to see you. Ruby. Bonjour. Guys, before we get started, for my guys filing in here and for my replay crew, how are you? Do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Would be so, so, so thankful. It's a little thing, it's free, and it makes a huge difference. If you would do so. Hello, Andrea. Good to see you. Hello, Vicky. Good to see you. True Crime or PGH. Thank you so much, my dear, for renewing thy membership. Really do appreciate you. Can't do it without you, my friend. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. Truly. Guys, I also have, with the Jack and Lilly case, I want to hear from you guys on some things. Is there certain angles of this case that you want me to cover that I haven't covered? If so, email me, text me, let me know what it is, and I'm going to do that. So, tomorrow, maybe even today, we might start. We are going to go and over everyone in this case that fingers have been pointed at, whether it's Daniel, Malaya, Janie, the neighbors, Malaya's stepsister, Malaya's parents, Daniel's, well, we said Janie, but Daniel's family, Justin, Earl. And we are going to go through those. And each person that we go, we're going to talk about how that person could have or may know what happened to Jack and Lilly Sullivan. And how we're going to do that is put out a theory on each person, how they could have done something. Motive, means, opportunity. Now, again, obviously there's going to be holes in some more than others. And then once we get all of these done, we're going to go back and look at who would have perhaps the most motive, the most means, and the most opportunity to do that. Hey, Kelly, good to see you, love. How you doing? And all of that. So let me know how, other ways you want me to cover this, and I'll do it. I'll do it. We cannot give up on Jack and Lilly. Can't do it. Okay, because there is a lot that still needs to be covered in this. There is a lot of breaking news in the Summer Wells case right now. It's so interesting how Summer Wells went missing June 15th, 2021. And Michael Vaughn went missing July 27th, 2021. And then we're starting to get justice for Michael Vaughn. And it sounds like Summer's case is really opening up now. So it just, it's been 4.5 years, and I'm just praying that it's not another, 4 years like that with Jack and Lilly. Um, what's that, Allie? I think it's really bizarre how they're keeping Justin hidden considering everybody else has been out to talk, and I do believe he was there that night. I do too. I do too. I do believe he was there that night. Mhm. I surely do. Yes, and of course, Sebastian, of course. See, Sebastian, we're at nearly 2 years coming up. Few months, 2 years for Sebastian, and that's just crazy. And hopefully things will be moving in for Sebastian as well. Justin the brother. Yeah. Well, we're gonna look into all of them, and we're gonna be as unbiased as possible, and what we're gonna do is do a theory for each of them. When this could have happened, how they could have done it, and I truly believe, once all of these are done and we go back and look at all of them, it'll be clear which one is the most likely. You know what I mean? So, a few things that I want to get into. I'd like to learn more about the brother. Boy, for someone to be so, for a family to be so loud like Daniel and Janie and Earl, he seems to be pretty quiet, doesn't he? A deafening silence. Good to see you. Allie Jones. Hello, Squid. Tina. Okay. So, a few things that I want to get into and talk about. Um, I saw this was posted November 12th. Mr. Mathtel posted this, and it's clearly at a lake. It's clearly at a lake. Boss, good to see you. Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Thank the Lord. Thank you so much, Voss. Much love to you, my dear Susan B. Love you, baby. Good to see you. And thank you so much for your support. I truly, truly do appreciate you. Like I've been asking about the brother, you hear crickets when you bring him up. Weird through all the drama. I think his wife is making him just zip it. It's the Northern Lights. But my question is, there's a lake in front of him. Does anyone know, is this the lake at his house? And it just shows you, this just shows you that Daniel is out in those woods. He's out in those woods. I was watching, and I want to play it here in a minute. Someone sent me a video. Never heard of this channel before. It's a big channel. But they were talking about Jack and Lilly. And he was talking about how this, I call it like a treasure hunt, this cache something, whatever it's called. You know what I'm talking about? Where they found Daniel's name on it. And they found it downstream. And again, it was like 7 years, nearly to the day Jack and Lilly went missing, allegedly, as long as it wasn't placed there before. Geocaching, thank you. I had never heard of it until the other day. Never heard of it at all. So, also, question: Can someone go and see, like, the history online of this? It was a sign from Jack and Lily. Maybe, Jamie. Maybe. Can you go there and see who has signed in online anywhere? Because if you can, that would be a very interesting thing to do, right? Think Justin is younger. Which Justin? Me or Daniel's brother? You don't know what's up. No, you cannot sign into them online. Yeah, it's kind of like a time capsule. They say they don't really dig. They don't really dig in the, you don't really put them under the earth. You'll put them like behind trees or something. I know there's a website, but I don't know if there's, if you log in that you found it on this website or anything. You know what I mean? There used to be an app where that you would download for geocache and it would give you coordinates to where those time capsules are. It's a very bizarre thing, right? I'm still not convinced that I do believe some of it is other people, but I also believe some of it may not be. Location, but not contents, I think. But, my thing is I just want to see when it's been opened. You know what I mean? Like, what does it say? I think that would be interesting. We had a huge rainstorm a few years back, though. Yeah, you had the hurricane, right? So there was that. But Daniel posted this on the Pictou County area rant and rave. Daniel's a busy little guy, right? By the way, guys, for those of you that are following me with the Anna Kepner story, this is the cruise that she was found on the cruise underneath of a bed in life vest over her and blankets. Oh my God, it's getting crazy. Way crazier than I ever thought it was going to be. Way, way, way crazier. Okay, so let me pull up something here. Hunter S. True Crime, he did a very good a video comparing Elijah Vu case. Elijah Vu was a little boy who was in Wisconsin. His mother, Katrina, was dating a guy. She had just gotten clean. She wasn't clean for a while, and she had just gotten clean, and then she met this guy, and I guess she started using again. Anyway, the guy's name was, they called him Jesse. He tortured this little boy. Little boy. And made him stand up for hours on end, and there was photos and all of that. And they hit him. We knew they did something. We knew it. But I recommend you guys going over there and take looking at that Hunter S. We might view a little bit of it today because I literally was the first live stream on YouTube talking about the case, and because Heidi and another person that lived in the same neighborhood as Katrina, they contacted me about it before it even made the news, and they find a blanket and all of that, and I had not. I don't know why I had not thought about this. Hunter has such a great mind. How he remembers a lot of things. They planted a blanket. They planted a blanket. And so we're going to talk about the blanket, one thing. And all of that. We might just go do that in just a second. But let me show you some things here. Oops, what we do? Well, thank you so much, Foss. Thank you so much for becoming a member, renewing the membership, my dear. Appreciate you very, very much. Really, really do appreciate you, my love. Thank you so much, Foss. My love. Good to see you, honey. Deafening says, Justin, didn't Jesse have the same viewpoints as CP, making 2- and 3-year-old boys? Oh, yeah. They bullied him 1,000%. So Jesse, he came from, he was Korean, if I remember correctly, Korean. But he was in, like, allegedly this gang as well, or was affiliated with it, and there had been rugs and all that stuff. But they wanted him to become this 3-year-old to become a man. Does any of my mods have my Facebook group link? I'd appreciate it. So this channel called Kanam Missing Project. I'm going to play just a few minutes of it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. Maybe not. Oh, let me show you this real quick before I do that. Guys, hit that thumbs up button if you haven't yet. Greatly appreciate that. This one is a much better photo of what happened, or video of what happened that day, by the way.
Why are you trying to stop us from finding them? We weren't in the field.
Very dangerous animals.
What animals are they?
You ran.
Okay. We're not in the field.
Okay.
We're not going in the field.
We're not up there. We're at the water.
This field is not fit.
You don't own the water, bud.
Well, you know what? The water is public property. We're on a search.
I don't care.
I don't care either.
We're leaving the area. Thank you very much.
We got knives. We got bear spray, and there'll be no more.
And I will have
Play
you
the game,
charged.
big guy.
I will have you charged.
We are leaving the area.
Yeah, that's what it was.
For two missing kids have a fucking heart.
Right to the river.
Okay, you know what? My name is
Go.
Janice Potty. I live in Nebraska.
Please.
Don't call the cops.
Please leave.
No,
We're walking the river.
water.
Help us at least.
You're not telling me
You
what.
have been warned. I am dialing 911 right now.
Please do. Yeah, please do.
Tell them my name is Janice Potty, and I'm with
You
We're
are
looking
being
for children.
private property.
We're looking
We're
for children.
taking me home out of Ontario.
Where's Jack and Lily?
Children. And how do you know they're not here? Prove it.
Like what?
Ding them.
We're
Yeah,
leaving.
okay.
Why are you trying to stop
I
us
just
from
wanna get that
finding
feedback.
them?
It's a better, you can see it better. Okay. So now let me get to what I wanted to kind of show you guys here. Also, I was thinking about the timeline, about when it was most likely for something to happen to Jack and Lilly. Like, and I was going over some of the text messages that Daniel talks about. And we're going to get to those momentarily as well. Pulling out some of the old text messages. Okay, but we're going to go to Hunter S. Here we go.
And I looked at the...
Okay, so this is Elijah's grandmother. And this was a hard case, y'all. This was a hard case. When I covered this case, we got things that we wish we would have never known, honestly.
Out burned into Jody's memory. But what really stuck out, how her daughter reacted.
She was calm. She was...
So this is Katrina. This is Katrina. Okay. And how they said Katrina lived like 3 hours away from Jesse. And she said she hadn't seen her 3-year-old boy, little Elijah here. He's the cutest little thing. Oh my God, the cutest little thing. And because she said her boyfriend had him. Well, Jesse gets up one morning. He puts his son on the bus, who was special needs. He is joyous. Oh my God. And he says he goes back inside and he goes to lay down and he puts little Elijah down. And then he wakes up a little bit later and he wakes up and Elijah's not there. Now, there was things planted in this case. Yeah, Carol, this was, I think, last year. Or maybe the year before. It's been a minute. But it's very, very similar to Jack and Lilly's. And I think we can learn a lot. Where's Mohawk? I don't know where Mohawk is. Hope she's okay. I'll text her in a little bit. Make sure she's okay. She's probably busy. So Jesse says Elijah went out of the house. We don't know. Well, after the police got there and started looking around the apartment and all of that, they found shoes right beside the house. Now, whether those shoes were planted there or they fell off when they were moving him, it could have been both. Either one, right? But there were blankets and stuff found right before Elijah was actually found. The blankets weren't found for quite a long time.
I think the investigators that called me that night said she was cold. Whether she was detached or in denial, I don't know. It was the mama bear, the anger, the instinct, the hysteria that was missing that just hit me wrong.
I looked on Facebook and I saw the picture of the mother, real pretty woman with 2 kids. They looked happy. And I looked at the porch and I'm like, oh my God, that's my sister's.
This area had been searched several times, as had been reported, by law enforcement searches,
This is
by
important.
private searches, by the landowner, by air, and with various search and
This police group, department rather, they were amazing. They were absolutely amazing. We sent them flowers, this channel did, and thanked them tremendously. They were so good with anybody that called. Respectful, and you could tell it just hurt this this guy. I can't remember if he's the chief
rescue
rather.
teams.
I was going to call him the deputy.
Despite all those previous efforts and throughout different conditions and changing seasons, we continued searching and even had continued searches scheduled as early as next week. What started out as a search for a missing boy is now a death investigation.
This is little Elijah. Now, Elijah, his sister had Down syndrome. Or maybe she was, I don't know. She might have been autistic as well. And she was like a year or 2 older, and she loved her brother. Right? He was reported missing at February 20th, 2024. It was right around when Sebastian went missing.
That morning, he had gone to bed.
Now, listen to we're listening to the very similarities, because this case is almost a carbon copy of
He brought
Jack
the
and
child
Lilly.
with him into his room, closed the door, and that he woke up again at 11 o'clock in the morning, and the child was missing.
I think we can learn a lot. And there's not too much of a difference. I mean, this is Wisconsin. It's very cold. It's cold as hell, just like it is in Nova Scotia. Little bit different times of the years. This is close. The Great Lakes is right there. You got the ocean in Nova Scotia, but there's also rivers right there as well. Now, this is where Jessie lived. She had dropped him off. Now, one thing that I noticed immediately between Malaya and Katrina is it seemed like they just couldn't handle their kids, right? Because Katrina said she dropped off Elijah to get some discipline, right? And so he can grow up to be a man and all that. And then you hear everyone talking about Malaya. She would get overwhelmed with the kids and all of that, and they wouldn't listen, that kind of thing. She wouldn't take the kids alone anywhere. Someone had to be with her. So that's kind of a distinction that I made between the two. It seems like that they just got overwhelmed very easily. Now, all of us parents get overwhelmed, right? all of us parents get overwhelmed at times. That's normal. But to the extent about everyday things is totally different. Hey, Daph, how you doing, Mamacita? So, Thanksgiving is coming. We're going to do a dual stream. I'm 1 second. Thanksgiving's coming up. I want to dress as a turkey, and Daphne is going to dress as a pilgrim with her pew, her musket, and she's going to hunt me. We're going to play like cat and mouse, aren't we? Daph. Oh my God. Okay, let's go.
The past hour.
When you hear them scream for the kids, it does something to you. It does something to me. Just hearing them scream their names like that. It's very sobering.
An Amber Alert for a missing 3-year-old boy. I want you to take a look at your screen. This is Elijah View. The alert from the Wisconsin Department of
the
Justice
cutest little thing.
says Elijah vanished from his home in Two Rivers, just north of Manitowoc. His caregiver told police they last saw him.
And this is the thing. When I first saw this case, when they told me, I saw his pictures and I said, no, there's nothing that happened here. There was nothing that happened here. But I didn't realize that Katrina wasn't clean. She had CPS. Again, CPS was involved, which is almost every single one of these cases where these children go missing. CPS is involved in 90% of them. 90%. Because he is very well taken care of here in all of this. Remember that, Sherry? I said, no way. There is no way she did anything. And then I realized, oh, here we go, guys. Here we go. The mother's boyfriend. The mother's new husband. Stepdad. Boyfriend. It's overwhelming.
Around 8 a.m. Elijah is 3 feet tall and was wearing a gray sweatpants, a long sleeve, dark colored shirt, and red and green dinosaur slip-on shoes.
Tuesday night, 12 News was there when investigators collected a small slip-on shoe with
Okay. Now look at this. A shoe with dinosaurs. Well, what about a boot with dinosaurs? Like Jack's. Well, this was a shoe with dinosaurs, right? They found this. This was either planted or accidentally dropped. I'm telling you, this is a carbon copy. Almost carbon copy. Joyous. It's crazy.
dinosaurs on it outside this Two Rivers apartment building. Investigators also going through the building's dumpster. Online court records showing the man under arrest lives in the building.
That is Jesse Vang. That is Jesse Vang. Oh, wow. Shy. This is the monster that was making a 3-year-old into a man. Who makes a 3-year-old into a man? A 3-year-old's supposed to be a 3-year-old.
The search for a missing 3-year-old in Two Rivers now moves into its second day.
We don't want to think about the bad stuff that may possibly have happened to him, and we're hopeful.
Words can't explain what we're going through. I know our hearts are very heavy right now at this time. You know, we're all trying to be very hopeful.
Mother of a missing 3-year-old under arrest and in court. 12 News has learned Katrina Bauer and a man, Jesse Vang, are being held on child neglect charges related to the disappearance of Elijah Vu.
On at least 2 occasions during interviews, she has provided false information on her whereabouts during the past week. She intentionally sent that child for disciplinary reasons for more than a week to the residence. She was aware of the tactics used and the lack of
the tactics that Jesse used on this 3-year-old. Oh yes, Joyous. Yes. Yeah, they're going to get into it. That's because we're all tied up here in Wisconsin. Very good people. My gosh, they were very good people. Good people are everywhere. You guys just absolutely amaze me. Just each case that we cover, just the community pour their hearts out into finding theirs, the local children. And just very nice.
care provided.
It's now been 50 hours since authorities issued an Amber Alert for Elijah.
This little boy was bright-eyed, so cute, and had his entire life ahead of him. Just like Jack and Lilly did. And again, just like I believe, like I said, this is a carbon copy, I believe, of Jack and Lily's case. And once you see it all, you'll understand. But these women particularly, they let them do anything to their children. Anything. As long as they're not bothered by their children. Don't have enough time to be bothered. And they'll do anything. Let them do anything. There should be no man, no woman, anyone above your children, ever. Not even yourself.
News Chopper 12 flew over Calumet County today.
News Chopper 12 capturing exclusive video of FBI agents in hazmat suits searching a landfill in Calumet County. Heavy machinery working near a blue tent. The FBI telling 12 News they're assisting Two Rivers police in their investigation of the missing boy, but would not say what, if anything, they found.
Chief, do you have a suspect right now? And where are the mother and father in all of this?
Sorry, we're not going to take any questions at this time. Thank you.
So this was Elijah's biological father. He was in jail for battery, DV, and rug charges. His cousin was Jesse Vang. That's his cousin. So Katrina was with Elijah's father, and then she got with Jesse. Yeah, he was only 3. So she kept it in the family, so to speak. Again, it's these women that they need a man at all times. And it doesn't matter what man, they just need someone in their life. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit that thumbs up button.
Heartbroken relatives are desperate to know more about Elijah's disappearance.
Our heart is still so heavy about it, and we really just want him found and safe and back home.
Day 5 in the search for a missing 3-year-old Wisconsin boy. The search efforts spanning multiple counties tonight. Dive teams searched waterways in 2 rivers today, while police, FBI agents, and volunteers combed a wooded area near where Elijah was last seen. Elijah's mother, Katrina Bauer, and a man named Jesse Vang are both accused of child neglect. Prosecutors say Bauer would send her son to Vang's home for discipline.
No, he was in jail. He was in jail. And I got my hand on these text messages. And it blew the freaking roof off. And this is Jesse and Katrina. I told you, trust me. I'm making sure he hates me and being here. He's talking about the 3-year-old, Elijah Vu. Katrina says, I don't want him to hate you, just fear you. It's okay. Someone had to be the bad person. Katrina, I know, but either way, he can fear you and respect you. And then Jesse says, he did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me. You hear Daniel say, I'm the only one that these kids will listen to. I'm the only one they respect. Got text message after text message of Daniel saying that.
Family and I
There's a lot more. There's a lot more text
are
messages.
requesting a no cash bail. They are the last 2 to have seen our baby Elijah.
Immediately following the hearings,
So we are searching the shooting park area, upper and lower.
Elijah's relatives continued their search for the boy throughout Manitowoc.
He's just a child, and, he's helpless. He's harmless, and just thinking of, where he could be, what kind of state he is in, just hoping that he's safe.
To those who may have information, your assistance is just not a contribution, but a lifeline of hope.
At this point, there's no evidence to suggest that Elijah was abducted, and we have no evidence that he had simply walked off.
That's very important. Very important, because what do we hear? What do we hear? There's no evidence that anyone abducted Elijah. Well, that's what they kept saying. Well, someone might have taken him after he left the house. Remember that, Brandy? At 10 p.m., the day Elijah was reported missing, investigators found a dinosaur shoe outside the apartment near the gutters. Jack had little dinosaur boots. We're comparing here. That's the actual footage. That's the actual shoe. Now, again, was it planted or was it there? Several people that were part of the initial search commented that they looked throughout the area earlier and it wasn't there. Imagine that. I know you're watching, Daniel. I know you're watching, Boo Boo. Sounds like something was planted there. Oh, Pam, honey, you take care of yourself, baby. Yes, very much, very much. And Tom, I always say there's nothing new under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that's ever happened or that will happen pretty much has already happened before. And it's a lot of these cases are very similar. Now, this one is particularly carbon copy to Jack and Lilly, though.
Two Rivers police say they now have a vehicle of interest in connection to the case. It's this car, a 1997 beige Nissan Altima with a...
So we were looking for this gold Nissan Altima everywhere. We were digging to filth looking for this car.
license plate that starts with an A and ends with a 0. Police have it in their possession tonight, but detectives now need the public's help finding surveillance video of the car from February 19th between 2 and 9 p.m. That's the day before Elijah went missing. The 3-year-old had been staying at the home of his mother's boyfriend, Jesse Vang, at this Two Rivers apartment building.
Through evidence surveillance footage of Jesse Vang's movement the night before Elijah was reported missing began to emerge. And look at this. Here is the apartment. They were at Shell, 644, 646, 641, and 621. You're going to see some interesting things here in a little bit.
Now, according to officials, the boy's mother sent him to that home so he could learn to, quote, be a man. Elijah's mother, 31-year-old Katrina Bauer.
That's right. When I said be a man, that is exactly what they said. They want this 3-year-old to be a man. You can't even fully regulate your nervous system until you're 21 years of age. But you want him to be a man at 3. Not even preschool yet. Diapers.
Left her son in the care of a 39-year-old man named Jesse Vang. Vang told authorities that he was trying to correct Elijah's bad behavior, adding that the 3-year-old was afraid of him. Vang said he used timeouts to discipline Elijah, where he was forced to stand for 1 to 3 hours and required to pray. Documents also said Vang forced Elijah to take a cold shower and regularly threatened him with cold water for not complying. The boy's mother told police she left Elijah with Vang on February 12th and intended to pick him up on February 23rd.
During that week, authorities say Bauer lied to police about her
This is bringing up a lot of emotions again. This case is fucking terrible. It's terrible.
whereabouts twice. Her cell phone data proves it, they say, and gives investigators a clearer picture of her movement. On Tuesday, February 13th at about 9:30 p.m., Bauer messages Vang about meeting up for sex at his apartment in Two Rivers.
Yes. And Vang, it was Valentine's Day. Or the day before Valentine's Day, actually. And Jesse wanted sex. And she drove 3 or 3.5 hours there. And 3.5 hours back. You're a whore if you do that. That's what you are. You're nothing more than a whore. You're a call girl. These women want they want these men that just F them and feed them and finance them. That's all.
Hours later, during the early morning hours of Wednesday, February 14th, Bauer arrives at Vang's apartment at about 2:35 a.m.
Now, this is a key part because she leaves her Down syndrome daughter. Remember, Katrina has a daughter that's, I think she's like 5 years old, in the car because she was sleeping. And it's cold. It's February, Wisconsin, cold. And she leaves the child in the car. And Elijah is in the house.
According to the amended criminal complaint, she leaves her 6-year-old daughter, who has autism, in the car alone for about an hour when temperatures were near freezing. At 3:13 a.m., investigators say Bauer took a photo of Elijah lying on a bed. He had a, quote, blindfold over his eyes, appears to have bruising on his jawline and neck on the left side, as well as bruising on his upper left arm. The phone.
Yes. Yes. What the hell? Why did my camera do that? Hold on. Why did my camera do that? Hold on, guys. 1 second. There's no way it could have ate up the battery that quick. Oh God, 1 second, guys. Screwed it up. Okay, just 1 second, guys. I apologize. I am so sorry about that, y'all. We're just bye-bye. I had to get another one. Thank you so much, beautifulness. Appreciate you, my love. Good to see you. Thank you so much. I've never sent a super chat. Aw. Just wanted to at love and appreciate mods. Thank you so much for that. Is so sweet. That's gonna make me cry. That is so sweet. Oh my God. Thank you so much. What an honor. Thank you so much, beautifulness. That is so sweet. Thank you so much. Some people will say, like, Justin, I'm not a member anywhere else, but I'm a member for you. And I'm like, that is the sweetest thing. Thank you. Thank you so much, beautifulness. I appreciate you very much, honey. Thank you. Very sweet. Okay. Again, thank you. So, There is a photo, and this is a critical time. This is the February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day, at 3:13 in the morning. They take a photo of Elijah, and he's got a blindfold on. He's got bruising on his upper left arm and his face. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful mess. That's so sweet. Thank you, love. And they deleted it at 4:12 in the morning. Now remember, Katrina has had little 3-year-old Elijah there for 8 days. And when she shows up, Elijah is, after she F's her man and her other child is out in a car, she takes this picture of her child, bruised, blindfolded, and then she deletes it. Now, if she was any type of mother, she would have got her child by the arm and left that place and called 911. But you know, the D is more important to them. The D is more important. I mean, I believe he ultimately did it, but I believe she equally did it by just allowing her son.
Photo was deleted at about 4:12 a.m. Data shows Bauer leaving Two Rivers minutes after that.
And I believe, I'll tell you something, I believe, in my opinion, this is my opinion, I believe Jack and Lilly went through sick things themselves.
On Thursday, February
Particularly Jack.
15th, a photo is shared on Facebook.
Again, they generally target one more than the other. There was Elijah and there was Elijah's sister. Well, Elijah got the brunt of it. There's Lilly and there's Jack. Well, they both said Jack got the brunt of it. Even they're both missing.
Facebook Messenger between.
And I know a lot of people's like, I just cannot imagine them doing that. I cannot imagine Daniel or Malaya doing that. Oh my God, they're not that bad, Justin. They're not that bad. Well, so these people thought the same thing. That's what everybody thinks. You don't know someone behind closed doors. And you certainly, none of us knew Daniel and Malaya before May 2nd, 2025. None of us. Guys, please hit that thumbs up button yet if you're just joining us. Consider becoming a member of the Pearl family.
Between Bauer
Love to
and
have you.
Vang. It shows Elijah wearing what appears to be a full diaper, standing in the corner with his hands in a praying position.
Yeah. They think these kids are bad. They don't listen. Let me tell you something. There is not a 3-year-old in the world that listens. None of them listen. Some will be better than others about some things, but 3-year-olds don't listen. When they get into things, good or bad, they're learning. That's how they learn. Well, Carol, that's what they called Jack. He was stubborn, right? That's what they say about Jack. He was stubborn. No, he's 3. And let me tell you something. I got 3 kids. They were all and are all completely different. Completely different. Completely different. Right? And you just have to figure out what works for them and you. Right? You got to find out what works for them, how they respond to certain things. And it's hard. It is not easy. Hey, it is what it is. Thank you, Mom First always. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you. She's not a mother, and she's never be around the kids. It's so sad. I agree. And thank you so much. But you are 17 months in. That is amazing. I cannot thank you enough. Truly. Thank you so very much, my dear. Appreciate you. Oh, beautiful mess. Thank you so much for becoming a pearl. Thank you, my love. Appreciate you. Welcome to the Pearl family. Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Much love to you. Thank you so much. I would reroute mine. Two of mine I could reroute. One, there was no rerouting. He knew. He knew always. Nope, I'm not forgetting about that. I'm not forgetting about that. Right? So you just have to figure out what works. You have to figure out what works. You know, I have twins. So my twins were completely opposite. Complete opposites.
Friday, February 16th, Bauer told authorities she left Wisconsin Dells at about 6 or 7 that evening. Phone data shows she arrived in Manitowoc at about 11 p.m. Minutes later, she called Vang and stopped at Quick Trip. Around midnight, Bauer arrives at Vang's apartment. She told authorities she saw Elijah on the couch, but he was tired. On Saturday, February 17th at about 12:30 a.m., Bauer and Vang go to Manitowoc. Vang goes into Saucy's bar alone, while Bauer goes to Quick Trip. According to surveillance photos, police don't see a child in the vehicle. Police confirmed Bauer's 6-year-old daughter stayed in Wisconsin Dells, but Elijah was supposed to be in their care. At 1:55 a.m., Bauer and Vang go back to his apartment in Two Rivers. At 5 a.m., Bauer leaves Two Rivers and goes back to Wisconsin Dells. About 24 hours later.
Yep. So she, remember, he goes to the bar. She goes to the gas station. Where's Elijah? We know where Elijah's cousin or Elijah's sister is, but where's Elijah at this time? Well, he was being thrown out like trash before they went to the bar and the gas station. And so, no. I take that back. I don't think he wasn't that night. Sorry, I'm thinking of another case.
Sunday, February 18th, Vang messages Bauer at 4:36
Here we
a.m.,
go.
telling her she needs to trust him in his decisions to discipline Elijah, saying, quote, "He did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me." 2 days later, on February 20th.
So, again, this is where substances get involved. Most all of these kids that go missing, multiple CPS cases, right? Drugs or alcohol, a step parent, a mom's or dad's girlfriend, boyfriend. He would get drunk. And then it would get more awful for Elijah, a 3-year-old, a baby. I can't tell you the nights I've lost sleep over this.
20th, Vang calls 911 to report Elijah missing at about 11 a.m. 3 weeks later, he remains missing.
Katrina's mother pleads with the court to not allow her daughter out on bail. So, Katrina's mother, again, Elijah's mother, Elijah's grandmother, is saying, don't let my daughter out. She's not enabling her. And that was probably hard. You know, it's tough to see your kid in jail or going through, no matter what they did, they're still your kid. But that's what you have to do.
I have known Katrina Bauer longer than anyone else, as I am her mother. At this time, I am asking the court to deny any bond modification for a multitude of reasons.
Now, they arrested Katrina and Jesse even before Elijah's remains were found.
I understand bond is not meant to be a punishment, but as an assurance to appear.
Is
While
Mohawk
you have
here?
access to some of Katrina's records, there are records in other states,
Mohawk, we were just asking about you.
including Nevada and California, you are not seeing. She has contacts in other states that may be willing to assist her depending on the story she is telling. Her story always depends on her audience. At this time, rather than aligning in locating her son, she feels the need to reiterate what a good guy Jesse is and is fully defending him and his actions. By aligning with him, she could potentially have access to his extended family and ability to flee the area. Katrina routinely will blame anyone and everyone for what happens without taking responsibility for her actions. It goes without saying she is incapable of making appropriate judgments in everyday life, which is likely being available for future court dates and questioning. Katrina has no ties to the community. When I asked her why she would go back to Jesse, she stated, "I felt alone." I can assure you she is well aware of resources available, but she chose not to use them. She severed her relationship with me in October of 2022, so there is no family in the area.
Listen, you should never feel alone if you have kids. You should never feel alone if you have kids. Now, I'm not saying you can't be in a relationship or anything, but it should be there to benefit you and your children. Period. To enhance it.
Katrina has struggled with depression and anxiety for many years, has a history of erratic behavior. I don't feel it's worth the risk to lower her bond, especially as the victim has not been found and many questions are unanswered. She does need to be held accountable for what rules out in the future, and I feel releasing her, she would be a flight risk. I have been the victim on her verbal and emotional abuse for a very long time. If the court finds any reason to reduce her bail, I would like to be assured of my peace and safety with a court-ordered no contact and GPS monitoring.
New clue in the search for 3-year-old Elijah Vu. Two Rivers police confirmed searchers found a red and white plaid blanket that belonged to Elijah. They found that blanket earlier in the investigation. The news today is that they confirmed the blanket is his.
There we go. A blanket, y'all. A blanket. Guess what? We've heard of a blanket before, haven't we? A blanket being planted. Yeah. Yeah. This blanket, just like that shoe, except in Jack and Lily's case, it was boot prints, right? Not just. And remember, Daniel says that there's a lot more that he can't talk about. Oh, you're welcome, Lexi. Yes, joyous planted blanket. I'll show you some text messages about Daniel here that I dug up as well.
Investigators say they found it on a rural road 3.7 miles from the apartment where Elijah was reported missing.
Here's the apartment. Up here is the planted blanket. Up here is the planted blanket. It's kind of hard to see because there's something over. But Jack and Lilly's blanket was planted a mile or a kilometer away. Right? Interesting. You watching this, Daniel? I know you are.
Just about a week after.
Now, again, a 3-year-old is not going to get 3.5 kilometers away like that and nobody see him. It would take a 3-year-old a long ass time to get 3.5 miles down the road.
Elijah Vu went missing. A neighbor here tells me police found something near County Highway B in Manitowoc County. Today, we came back after police said in a press release it was Elijah's blanket.
This is very.
I think it's a sign of hope to find him around here, and I think he's going to be close to this area.
Dustin Wright was one of several people searching the area after police confirmed they found Vu's blanket early in their investigation on Goodwin Road, east of Highway County B. That's nearly 4 miles from where he was reported missing. I spoke with a man who lives in the area. He tells me off camera, officials like the Manitowoc County Sheriff have done several searches in the area. They tell me the blanket is a sign of hope.
This is Wisconsin's toddler now. Everybody in Wisconsin is pretty much taking this toddler under their wing, and we want to just envelope him with protection and get him back where he belongs.
Keep searching. Don't give up. Yeah. Don't give up hope on a little child.
We take him to the beach. He loved going to the beach. He was just a really...
Just like Belinda saying, Jack and Lilly are now the world's, we're all part of Jack and Lilly now.
Sweet kid.
The day an Amber Alert went out burned into Jody's memory. But what really stuck out, how her daughter reacted.
And the grandmother was very involved in finding Elijah. She wasn't defending her child. She wasn't defending her child like that. She knew that this did not make sense. And it was, I'm sure, very hard for her to talk about her daughter like this. But the truth is the truth. No amount of wishing it away is going to change what had already happened. Just like whatever has happened to Jack and Lilly on May 2nd or May 3rd, no amount of wishing it is going to change what happened to them. It has already happened to them.
She was calm. She was, I think the investigators.
I mean, I don't have grandkids yet, but everyone says your grandkids are just, it's different. It's just like, your kids or something, but when you see your grandkids, it's like, it's your kids having kids, and it's just like a little piece of them. And, I can't imagine being in any of their positions, honestly, but I would do what was right. I would do what was right no matter how much it, put a sword through my heart that, your kid did something You have to do what's right, because that's what you're supposed to teach your kids, right? You do what is right. If it's hard or it's not, you do what's right.
She called me that night, said she was cold. Whether she was detached or in denial, I don't know. It was the mama bear, the anger, the instinct, the hysteria that was missing that it just hit me wrong. And she always said Elijah was her little ray of sunshine. Her entire life revolved around those kids. I don't know what changed. I wish I could say that she relapsed. I don't even know that. Watching your kid fall is the hardest thing in the world. You always want what's best, but you can't get.
Look at the mugshots. Now, I uncovered a story about Katrina here. She, with Elijah's dad and Jesse, years prior, she pretended that she was abducted and that she was beat up. I'm trying to remember it. She was like abducted and beat up and kept in a hotel, and ended up getting in some trouble for that. So she's had run-ins with the police. She was heavily addicted. Thank you so much. What's up? Good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you. Wondering if the blanket is a marker to the parents. If Malaya couldn't handle children on her own, then she couldn't take them with her. That's interesting. That's an interesting thought. I never thought of it that way. That's interesting. What's up? She, I mean, even in her own text, she's like, the kids wouldn't listen to me. They would listen to Daniel, all of that. Now, Malaya said in the documents, and I believe she said this because of CPS, in my opinion, that Daniel never spanked the kids. But in the text messages that she sent Sonny, it was different. That is an interesting thought. Yes. And people know that Daniel whipped the kids. He told Durwood he whipped the kids and all that. Janie told Durwood that he whipped the kids. And I think it was much, much worse than what we can imagine.
It's their life. So I don't know what broke.
Yeah, I know. Yummy, Sassy. All right, look at this.
Breaking story of the Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office finding human skeletal remains in the town of Two Rivers.
That body was found by a hunter on Saturday on private property. As you can see on this map here, it is smack between where Elijah was last seen.
So they found his body in September. And to your right, it's going to be where Elijah was at the apartment last seen. Possible remains was in the middle, and the blanket was found to the left. Clearly, Elijah didn't put that blanket there. It was planted.
And where his blanket was found.
When I first heard about it, I just had a gut feeling about it. I don't know why.
Now, this place has been, it had been searched. It had been searched before. Oh yeah, don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. You got to keep the faith, Deborah. Keep the faith. Keep praying. Keep wishing. Keep the good vibes. We have to find Jack and Lilly. 4.5 years has gone by in Summer Wells, and we are hopefully just now getting answers.
Kathy Hasselman works on her sister's farm just across the street from where the remains were found. She was here when investigators came and began surveying the wooded area.
It's a very unsettling feeling that there's a body over there. I just saw the crime lab truck leaving, must have been about an hour ago, heading south with the cop cars behind them.
Public records show the farmhouse across the street used to be the home of Elijah's mother, Christina Bauer. Hasselman tells me she discovered that Bauer used to live on the property through social media.
I looked on Facebook and I saw the picture of...
Yep, we saw this picture. We saw this picture. And this is the house. We had no idea his remains.
The mother, real pretty woman with 2 kids. They looked happy. And I looked at the porch and I'm like, oh.
This is the first picture I ever saw of Katrina and the kids.
With 2 kids. They looked happy. And I looked at the porch and I'm like, oh my God, that's my sister's.
Yeah, as long as it's not the ocean.
Last Saturday.
Now, this is a rock quarry, right? This is where they get, they chip rock out of the earth, and it's a rock quarry.
Sheriff Hartwig called me immediately upon learning his deputies were responding to investigate a report of skeletal remains found by someone in the town of Two Rivers. With night falling near, the entire area was secured while a variety of resources were gathered to investigate. Ultimately, a forensic anthropologist with the Wisconsin State Crime Laboratories was able to confirm a skull and bones as human remains. These are the facts that I can share. The remains were found on private property by a person getting his land ready for the hunting season.
He wasn't found in the rock quarry. He was found by the rock quarry. And it had been searched before.
This land was not on Manitou Girl Scout camp property, but rather a thick wooded area with heavy underbrush, just to the north of Manitou. This location is just over 3 miles northwest of where he originally was reported missing.
And I really believe Hunter S., he's got a brilliant mind, put this together. Make sure you sub up to Hunter S. True Crime. He just hit 1,000. I congratulated him. He is so deserving of it. He does a brilliant job. Let me just say, I really believe this case is very, 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 very similar to Jack and Lilly. Statistically, yes, 25 miles maximum. And I don't think Jack and Lilly are that far from home. I really don't. I think they're pretty close. It's going to be someplace where there's not a lot of people, and it's going to be someplace that they are comfortable with. And just remember, they just found the geocache thing, which tells you Daniel is very comfortable with that area, right? He's an avid fisherman.
This area had been searched several times, as had been reported, by law enforcement searches, by private searches, by the landowner, by air, and with various search and rescue teams. Despite all those previous efforts and throughout different conditions and changing seasons, we continued searching and even had continued searches scheduled as early as next week.
Now, people that know their land and are working on their land find people all the time. They know their property, right? And they're there, doing their projects or whatever. He was getting ready for the hunting season, the person that owned this land. And that's how they found little Elijah. It had been searched multiple times. That's exactly right, Lexi. He was back before daylight. And, if the neighbor is right, he said that he could hear the car within the distance the entire time. Which, in my opinion, tells us relatively close.
The remains found by the hunter and recovered by law enforcement were taken to the Wisconsin Crime Lab for DNA testing to identify the person. It is with a heavy heart that I announce to you today, those remains were identified as Elijah Vu. With that news and following this briefing, the Amber Alert will be canceled. This is not the outcome that we hoped for. The family's devastated, we're devastated, our community's devastated. I never met Elijah, but I watched that 3-year-old boy bring out the best in this community. I can't thank the public and our businesses enough.
Again, this chief and this department was phenomenal. They truly, truly were and are. Their department does not lead with arrogance, which is really refreshing. They really worked with community. They really worked with social media. And it was just a good symmetry of work with everyone. Hey Sarah, how are you, darling? I wonder about that, Nancy. I wonder about that, but he is also, I believe, being watched very carefully. So I doubt it if he has moved them, but it's possible. Exactly, Big Booty Barbie. When you get with Sumner County in Sebastian Rogers' case, oh my God, that's all they are is arrogant there. We sent him flowers.
Thank you, DCI, for continuing to lead this investigation, FBI for their support, and our local, state, and federal law enforcement and fire departments, as well as the numerous neighboring agencies. I'd also like to thank all the churches, schools, all the search and rescue groups, and our residents and the family members. The efforts of all of you and many others help bring conclusion to this phase of the investigation. What started out as a search for a missing boy is now a death investigation.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Joyous, can you please give Lost Again a late slip? Thank you. Lost Again to the office, please. Lost Again to the office. Also, my mod, Sarah. Sarah to the office, please. You're being paged. Sarah to the office. And Lost Again. We need a late slip for those two. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Joyous.
He indicated that victim child 1 had been staying with him, and Vang referred to as babysitting him. He confirmed that he was in a relationship with Katrina Bauer, and that victim child 1 had been staying with him as punishment for his bad behaviors back home.
Okay, so Jesse Vang's preliminary hearing, facing 4 counts, physical abuse of a child, repeat acts of causing death, and hiding a corpse in the death of Elijah Vu.
Punishments with his behaviors with Ms. Bauer?
Correct.
Did he indicate specifically what kind of punishments were used?
Yes.
And what kind of punishments were used?
So throughout the course of the contacts with the police officers, he initially indicated that he was using timeouts with victim child 1 and then withholding things from him, such as milk, food, ice cream. That then later transitioned into that learning that victim child 1 was afraid of cold water, and that Vang would threaten the use of cold water on victim child 1 for punishment. In addition to that, Vang also indicated that he used standing and praying as a primary form of punishment with victim child 1. He further described that standing and praying would primarily be victim child 1 standing in the corner of Vang's bedroom, facing the corner by himself, with his hands folded in front of him, palms facing together, and praying for an extended period of time, as well as standing for extended periods of time.
1 to 3 hours. 1 to 3 hours. And by the way, there was no toys at Jesse's place either. There was no toys for him to play with. 3-year-old little Elijah. He made Elijah stand for 1 to 3 hours and pray to God that he would be better, that he would do better, for him to be forgiven of his sins. A 3-year-old does not sin. They don't even know what that is. And he would put him in a cold shower because he did not like cold water.
At certain points during the conversation, he said that he would make him stand for an hour. Other times he mentioned that he would stand for 2 to 3 hours at a time. Additionally, he indicated that during this last stay, since February 12th, at the time until February 20th, 2024, victim child 1 was not allowed to have access or play with any toys. Yep. In addition, Vang also indicated that he did not allow victim child 1 to have any contact with his mother.
Yep. With
the thought that of depriving the child of things would make him more appreciative of those things later on.
Yep. A 3-year-old wasn't allowed to talk to his mommy. And the mommy, oh my God, I could punch a hole through a wall right now. The mother allowed this to continue. Allowed it. You are disgusting, Katrina. You are disgusting. A 3-year-old, all they want is their mother. All they want is the person that raised them, their comfort. We love our parent or guardian who raised us more than anybody, and they are supposed to be our comfort. Growing up, I can't imagine my grandmother raised me. I can't imagine as a little boy needing comfort from my grandmother and not getting that. We can't regulate our emotions at that age. Absolutely, horse gone wild. Yes. I still want my mom when I'm sat her down. I'm sleeping at my mom and dad's tonight, actually. I was down in the dumps. Oh, bless you, Sarah. So imagine being that little boy or girl, alone, no toys, your sister's not there, your mother doesn't give a fuck, and this man is torturing you. Your parent or guardian's supposed to be the one that saves you, protect you against everything. And that didn't happen here. Thank you so much, Mama's the bomb. Love you, darling. Appreciate you. 20 months. OG. Justice for all these babies. The police department did an amazing job. Thank you, Justin. Thank you so much, my dear. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for your support, honey.
Was there a point in time where Ms. Bauer admitted to being in Two Rivers on February 14th?
Initially, she denied being in Two Rivers, however, later acknowledged that she was in Two Rivers on the early morning hours of February 14th, 2024.
When there was a review of the cell phone, were there any photographs that would substantiate her being in Two Rivers on that date?
Listen.
Exhibit 2 is a copy of a deleted photo that was found in Katrina Bauer's cell phone. The video shows victim child 1 that appears to be laying on the couch or the futon. He's not wearing a t-shirt. He's partially covered up in a red, black, and white fuzzy blanket. Of note is there's a black blindfold over his eyes. And also of note is there appears to be marks or bruises along the side of his neck and near the elbow of his arm.
Yep, bruising, which we see a ton of that on Jack and Lilly, don't we? Ton of that on Jack and Lilly. Daniel himself says that Jack and Lilly have had several bruises. Good night, Leslie. Love you, darling. Hey, Dreamcatcher. Oh, you're late. Uh-oh. Dreamcatcher to the office, please. You're being paged. Dreamcatcher to the office, please. You're being paged. Links for Dreamcatcher. This is the case of Elijah Vu, a Hunter S. True Crime. I covered this case extensively. I was literally the first on YouTube to go live with it. This case, and this is so much like Jack and Lilly's case. So much like Jack and Lilly's case. And that's why we're comparing it. And so, again, I don't know of a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old that has a lot of bruises. Kids get bruises. Yeah, they do. They fall, all that stuff. They don't constantly have black eyes and stuff. it doesn't happen. And notice how Daniel gets emotional talking about Jack the most. All of the times he talks about Jack is when he gets emotional. And even Malaya says he picked on Jack more.
Were Katrina Bauer and Jesse Vane communicating in other means besides talking on the phone?
They're also text messaging on their phones and also using Facebook Messenger.
Appreciate you.
I'll just clarify the records that we requested started December 1st of 2023 through February 20th. And during that time frame, approximately 2.5 months, there's well over 15,000 Facebook text messages alone between them.
15,000 in just a few months. Daniel says in the documents in the Jack and Lilly case that he hardly ever used his phone in one time in the documents, and the other times he says he always takes his phone with him and all of that. So it doesn't really add up.
In your review of the
He also says that he doesn't take the phone with him that day when he goes and sees, goes looking for Jack and Lilly. But he also says he uses a flashlight to look in through the culverts and all that. So what's going on here?
those messaging between January of 2024 and February of 2024, were there conversations about discipline involving victim child harm?
Yes.
And we'll get into some specifics, but generally, what were some of the discipline?
That's a very good point, Esley. Hard to believe he doesn't use his phone when he wants to track his girlfriend. Right? Oh, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Mamacita. Appreciate you, love. Thank you so much for your support. Really do appreciate you. Love you, Miss Sarah. Appreciate you very, very much. Yeah, we had a good live last night over at Josh's with Chris McDonough talking about the Summerwells case. And hopefully I'm praying to the good Lord in heaven that justice is coming for Summer very soon. I pray that she is found for sure. Thank you so much again, Sarah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you thank our beautiful Sarah. Thank you so much, my dear. Appreciate you.
Disciplines that were discussed between Mr. Vane and Ms. Bauer on these Facebook messages?
Some of the forms of discipline, like I mentioned before, was standing for extended periods of time, standing and praying in the corner, making him repeat phrases such as good boy, sorry mom, over and over several times. There was also some mention of sleep deprivation.
I forgot about that. Oh my God. Yes, I forgot about this. Oh my gosh. They use sleep deprivation on this 3-year-old. Even the death penalty in this country, we cannot do cruel or unusual punishment. Right? By law, with the most heinous crimes, we cannot do cruel or unusual punishment in our Constitution. And yet, Jesse Vang did sleep deprivation of a 3-year-old and would make him stand for 1 to 3 hours and would shower him in cold ice water. I believe Jesse Vang deserves.
Was cold water mentioned as well?
Yes.
I'm going to get into some more specifics regarding these Facebook messages, okay? And some of the videos. Specifically, did you review some videos from January 22nd, 2024?
I did.
And what did that video depict?
It was a 9-second video of showing Elijah standing by the door of the apartment. And as it was believed to be Jesse Vang had approached him, victim child 1 seemed to cower and quickly sit down by the door and say, don't hit me.
Now, what did we hear from Malaya's, we'll call him stepdad? We'll call him stepdad. What did Malaya's stepdad say? Because we're comparing the two. Well, he said that you would like raise your hand to like pat her, the kids on the head. And he would do, they would tower, Jack and Lilly. You'll notice this a lot in Jack and Lily's case photos. They're holding their hands. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's his name. Wade. Thank you, Joyce. Flinch, yeah. But they're holding their hands like this. They're wringing their hands in a lot of their photos. I cannot stand it that there are children out here being treated like this. I can't stand it. It is beyond. You don't want children? Drop them off at my house. Drop them off somewhere. Don't hurt them. Yeah, I can turn on the closed captions, of course. Yeah, honey. Sorry, I didn't do that. Oh, Joyous, thank you so much and lovely. You're very kind of me, Joyous. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Mama Joyous. Thank you so much, my dear. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Joyous a big, big thank you. Very, very kind, my dear. Love you to pieces. Nervous and scared. Yes. Thank you, Miss Joyous. Very kind of you, my love. Take them to the fire department. But this is the thing. And I believe this needs to change. I wholeheartedly believe this needs to change. A lot of states, it's only 2 weeks, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days to where you can take the children and no prosecution or anything like that. But you can call CPS and just say, listen, I can't do this, put them in foster care or whatever. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt a child. They are our most vulnerable of society, and how we treat their minds right now is how our new generation is going to behave in the world.
What was the message around 2211?
The message was sent by Jesse Vang, indicating that victim child 1 was in boot camp, and he hates the fact that victim child 1 is a faker and a crier. Mm-hmm. And he hates the fact that when Jesse walks into the room, victim child 1 says out, and don't hurt me.
This is really hard for him.
Okay. What type of information did Dr. Pesca provide as far as the punishments?
Her diagnosis was that victim child one was diagnostic for physical abuse, psychological, emotional maltreatment, and neglect. She noted that the history provided by caregivers to law enforcement and messages to each other is consistent with torture.
I'm a special agent and I'm assigned to the major crimes unit out of the Appleton field office.
As part of your investigation, did you also, you and other law enforcement officers review cell phone data from Mr. Vang's phone as well as associated phones with him?
Yes.
I'm going to go specifically to February 9th.
Yes. Elijah's special needs sister who has autism. She is good, she is safe and all that. And I've got a picture of Elijah and his sister. Let me see if I can find it. She loved her little brother, and she was really special needs, like, and I can't imagine the trauma and just the wondering that she's went through.
Of 2024, okay? Was there a period of time that drew your interest?
Yes.
And what was that period of time?
Between 5:59 p.m. and 7:12 p.m. on February 19th.
Listen to this.
And there appeared to be no outgoing activity from the phones.
Oh,
Did you also try and determine if Mr. Vang had any vehicles?
Yes.
There's that son of a bitch right there. Monster. Absolute monster. Malaya says in the document, but in the early morning hours, I think it was like between 7 and 9 o'clock or something like that, she said she didn't think she was on her phone.
Did you also try to determine if Mr. Vang had utilized any vehicles?
Pamela, I can't. This is the smallest banner I can use. This is the smallest banner I use. I got to give Drew the credit.
Weren't his?
Yes.
Were you able to locate any vehicles that he utilized that did not belong to him?
Yes.
And do you know what kind of vehicle he utilized?
A 1997 Nissan Altima, that was beige or tan color.
Do you know what day he utilized that?
February 19th, 2024. Witness one indicated to the agent interviewing them that on February 18th, they had a conversation with the defendant. The defendant had been doing laundry and had asked to borrow witness one's vehicle on the 19th around 5 p.m. and indicated he needed it to provide or deliver money to another individual unknown.
And do you recall when the keys were provided to Mr. Vang?
On February 19th, sometime between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. So through a search by a criminal analyst, we were able to determine that on the 19th, that vehicle plate was indexed by a Manitowoc County Sheriff's Office deputy.
Did they give you a time, approximately?
Approximately 6:46 p.m.
Were you able to determine where that sheriff's deputy was when that plate was ran?
Yes.
And where was that deputy?
In the location of Forest Avenue, near 24th Street and 22nd.
As a result of that information, did you try and obtain video?
Yes.
What area had video cameras that were of interest?
The St. Vincent de Paul store located in Row and 22nd.
And what did you observe on that video?
The video shows what was believed to be at the time the Nissan traveling north on Monroe at approximately 6:47 p.m. Towards 22nd, and then continuing north. And then the St. Vincent de Paul video shows the vehicle returning at approximately between 7:05 and 7:06 p.m. Yes, so the vehicle returned from the north, so it was traveling south on Forest Ave, and then went east on 22nd, and then turned into the parking lot of St. Vincent de Paul. The vehicle then pulled up along, would be the west side of the building of the store. You could see the Nissan Altima, the license plate, and then observed a male individual later identified as the defendant exit the driver's side door. At that point, the defendant then went to the rear driver's side door, opened that up, obtained a black object that appeared to be a suitcase. The defendant then walked to a side door of St. Vincent de Paul and laid that suitcase down. The defendant then seemed to take a double take at the suitcase and then return back to the Nissan Altima, exiting the parking lot, traveling back north through the intersection.
Okay. I want to show you some stuff here. So as you can see, there is a lot of similarities between the two. Between Lilly and Jack, and this makes me want to cry. This is his special needs sister. She loved her brother so much. And I cannot imagine how hard this was for her. Look at her embracing him. This is Katrina and Elijah. Little Elijah, when he was smaller. This is the sister and Elijah. She's pushing him. See, I first saw these pictures and I thought there is no way in hell that this happened. Like, she was like this. But she got on drugs again. This one right here, I love this picture. This picture right here, they're looking at the sunset. He loved the harmonica. Yes, yes, Mohawk. This was his second birthday. Look at those rubber boots. Those rubber boots. I love this picture. I mean, he's such a cutie patootie. Let me see here. These are my files. The FBI was on this. The U.S. Marshals. They were going door to door in Manitowoc. I was all over these mother chickens. They did it. The FBI, the Two Rivers Police Department, the Marshals just did an amazing. There's a photo of Jesse and Elijah on Friday at 5 p.m. Mom was absent in the photo. Like, they were looking. Jesse went by multiple aliases as shown in the arrest details. One of his social medias was Jesse Cook. His comment that may have sparked the two talking was at the end of November 2023 in Katrina's TikTok account. What's up, baby girl? How you been? They weren't together that long, but they knew each other. What's haunting? is October 9th. This is Katrina. This is what she went by. In 2022, October 9th, 2022, she asked, what would you do if someone hurt your child? Is there forgiveness? And you effing allowed it, Katrina. You allowed it. People wrote, hell no, absolutely not. Not your child. Absolutely not. You need to do everything you can to protect them. And Katrina says here, I am, but some people act like I'm doing something. That was when CPS was involved. This picture guys, this picture stains my brain. This is one of the last photos of the little baby, Elijah Vu. It's the same thing. Same thing, Tammy. It's weird. He tortured Elijah. Here, Jesse took Elijah. He was getting his blow and go because he was an alcoholic and he had to get a breathalyzer in his car. And he had brought Elijah in there. And he holds his head wherever he fucking goes there. And there's another picture. This is where the planted shoe was found. They looked around it, all that wasn't there. They looked a little while later. The planted shoe was there. This is the back of the apartment. They were looking in the dumpster. This is the photo we saw where his body was actually found really close to. And again, Katrina and them. Katrina's mother lived here at one time. I think that's the bio father of Mohawk. Is this Jesse or is this the bio father? I can't remember. This is the shoe that they found with dinosaurs on it, just like in Jack and Lilly's case. Jack had blue dinosaur boots. Here's that place where that photo of him hovering over him. This is the photo I can't stand. Oh my God. This photo hurts my heart, y'all. This child is fucking destroyed here. I will never get over this photo. I will never, ever, ever get over this photo. I will never get this photo out of my head. He is scared. And he's 3 years old. I'm going to write her. I'm going to write Katrina. I need to write Katrina and just tell her what a piece of fucking garbage she is. I'm not being rude, but what? Go to CPS. I'm sorry, but they're not doing their job. So Nancy, I understand CPS does fail a lot of times. But this is the thing. CPS took the kids and Katrina worked and got them back. And then not long after she got clean, this happened. I know. The store manager gave Elijah a juice box. Strangulation and suffocation. Child is probably probability, great harm. This is what they charged him for. Battery, disorderly conduct, strangulation, suffocation, child abuse, battery, disorderly conduct. I mean, and guess what, guys? I forgot about this. Big thing. Big thing. He was on the math. I forgot about that. He was on the math. Oh, thank you, Allie. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Appreciate you, my love. So good to see you, Miss Allie. You look beautiful with your sunglasses on there. Thank you so very, very much, my dear. Love you, darling. Hopefully you and yours have a beautiful Thanksgiving. This is so much like Jack and Lilly. So much. Even down to the boots and shoes designs that they wore. Yeah. Look right there. Methamphetamines. All of that. Jesse Vang is charged with child neglect. This is probable cause for him, as well as he has already been signed off on. He is on a federal retainer under federal supervision. It was stated that he was the person who used the discipline tactics on Elijah, and Elijah was in his care when he went missing. This is a concern about his appearance in court if he makes bail. It was stated that he has a history of making previous charges, and there is a federal charge mentioned that caused him to get a 6-year jail time for his conviction, for which he is still under supervision for. He has felony bail jumping charges. He has previously failed to appear and did not return to the court for a year. They continued to read off previous charges, some of which are rug charges, battery charges, child abuse charges, and fleeing an officer. He has been incarcerated multiple times and has absconded 3 separate times. He has family in Wisconsin, Minnesota, California, which is believed make him more of a flight risk. They didn't give him bail. Thank God. This is Katrina. That picture, man. I'll never get over it. You can't even see his little eyes. God, I wish they would have just stopped. So the person that was at this shop, the owner, he said, this was at my shop, this photo. 216 sent my videos to detectives. And this guy says everything was off, but please let's not go around spreading rumors without knowing facts. That's all this group is turning into, and it's sad. And they said, which post did you see this picture on? And they said, what do you mean it was way off? Was he on rugs? Did Elijah seem scared? What makes you say that? I just had a feeling of the kid being there was not at all natural, weird actions. The kid just sat there. And let me tell you something. A 3-year-old doesn't just sit there. A 3-year-old doesn't just sit there. Yes, you do. Sure do. Now, Katrina, the mother, she's reaching out for help here about her daughter. In 2021, my 4-year-old daughter is currently in foster care due to her father being violent. Well, that's bullshit because they don't put, if it's the father and you're not part of that, then they, as long as you leave the father, you can have the child. They had to find something credible on you as well. When I left, I lost my home and they took my child. I have two, but my 4-year-old is autistic. When she is angry, she has violent episodes. Gentle parenting works. However, the social workers are claiming I give her control, which is not the case, but they keep insisting I give her timeouts, which will not work for her. Please, I need advice on how to handle these episodes, because I've met all of the conditions to getting her back, and now they are making it harder on me by saying I need to, quote, show her who's in charge, end quote. The social worker, I don't believe they said that at all. The social worker doesn't have kids of her own and doesn't have any experience working with autistic children. She wrote in February 10th, 2023, a year before this happened, one of my neighbors just came up to me and said, I don't think your daughter is autistic. I think she's a spoiled brat, end quote. Excuse me, sir. She was diagnosed with autism specialty at a specialty clinic. Hours and hours of testing. Yes, my daughter is spoiled more than she should be probably, but her dad was extremely abusive to her between the ages of 2 and 4 until I was able to leave. I'm trying to help. That's another thing about this case. The little girl, she was abused by the father, her biological father, her and Elijah's biological father. He's in prison. And he was abusive to her. And she just went. This is the thing with Katrina. She had a baby. She had 2 babies, Elijah and this little girl. This guy was abusive to the little girl who is autistic. He went to jail. They got the kids taken away. She got clean. And then she gets the kids back. She dates the children's father's cousin, which is Jesse. And he is mean as hell to little Elijah, ultimately unaliving him. She just goes right back. She went right back to what she started. Yep, pregnant with Elijah when he was arrested. She went straight back to it. Same family, different abuser. The guy that owns the shop, he said, I had a feeling that the kid being there, where we saw the photos in the shop there, the kid being there was not at all natural. Weird actions. The kid sat there like a statue for 45 minutes and didn't say a single word. He smiled. Oh, I'm going to cry. He smiled when I gave him a juice box. That's about it. It's as if he was trying to be controlled. It's hard to put into words. But catching the video again, it gives me chills. Maybe police will release it at some point. But judging on how they handled the press release, I highly doubt it. And he says this is positively Vang, meaning Jesse Vang, the killer now, as a customer confirmed it. This was them towing his car. These were the shoes, the dinosaur shoes. Talk about a piece of garbage. Here's his little harmonica. I think him and Jack would have been best friends. I do. I believe him and Jack would have been best friends. What do you mean, but they're walking around? Someone put outside the door, "We love you, Elijah." You see, these were apartments. Elijah would have had to get out the apartment door and then out this door. 3 years old. No. Jesse owned a Lakeshore pressure washing and cleaning service, by the way. This was his truck. This was Elijah and the little girl's dad, where Katrina had been abused prior. She went right back to it. Shorty is a killer in 2016, she put. Jesse Vang's first picture. That's her first appearance. Smiling. Dumb witch. While Vang was asleep, he would lock the door to the apartment at the doorknob, deadbolt, and with a security chain attached to the top of the door. Victim child 1 from walking out of the apartment. So you tell me how he got out of that building, out of there. If there's 2 locks and a chain, there's no way he got out of there. This picture always reminded me of Elijah. Very sad case. Little vigil for him. Fucking monsters. And this was the gang that they were in. What was it called? Mohawk? AZO or non-ZO or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Oh, crap. It was bad. Oh, it's same as Daniel. It's the same as Daniel. Big Booty Barbie Girl Justin has that video somewhere. What are you looking for, Big Booty Barbie Girl? Does anyone recall the video of Elijah with the harmonica? Yeah, I have it somewhere. And he saw a dog pooping and peeing, and he said, "Ooh," in the little baby voice. Yes. Oh. Yes. Best friends at my house. I have a farm and petting zoo and a tree house. Oh. Big gentle horse. Bless you, horse has gone wild. I really believe, I think animals are so important for kids. I honestly believe every child should have an animal. I'm a firm believer in that. It teaches them to think of something other than yourself. It gives them responsibility, and it gives them comfort as well. Yeah. She wrote books and is a great advocate. Yep. Yep. How could all of this be mirror image? I believe that. I believe they're best friends in heaven. I really do. I know, Sarah, it's crazy. Some of these people, they can just make baby after baby after baby after baby after baby. And others are begging God, to have a child. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I have a giant old farmhouse with lots of bedrooms, lots of property. My sheep will lay down next to the kids. Oh, that's sweet. I like goats. I like goats. I had a sheep once. And that was enough for me. I've always been a goat fan. I had a lot of goats when I was a kid. I always took them to 4-H. For people who knows what 4-H is. My brother used to beat me, and then I got a dog that would go for his face if he put his hands on me. Granted, sometimes he would hit my dog, but she gave no Fs. Oh, she saved you. You know what 4-H is? Yeah, I took 4-H. I always took goats and rabbits to 4-H. You was a 4-H'er? Yeah. And then I did entomology as well. All the bugs. I also have a big 5-bedroom. Oh, the meat goats. Did you now? See, people think Justin's prissy because of my looks, and I am. But I'm country as well, y'all. Okay, now I don't like bugs. Well, I don't mind them if they're dead. They were dead. But I want to thank Hunter S. True Crime. Did an amazing job right there. And he did a great job. And it's so right on. The two are so much alike. Sassy, you sent a video. What is it of? Let's check. Oh, I don't know if it'll play the volume though. Let me try it like this. You know what I can do? I might be able to do it like this. 1 second. This is the video. I'm uploading it. Just give me a second. My browser blocked it. Not to deflect, next animal for you is a snake or spider. I want to think one is doing magic tricks while the other is playing. No, I don't like. I cannot stand snakes. I cannot stand snakes. Hopefully next week we will have Remy's channel live streams. I'm waiting for my cameras to arrive. So have some crazy live streams with Remy. Check this out. Oh God, I forgot about that. I can't play that because it's got the. Look at him there. And that's so cute. He's fixing it for his sister. Hope it was worth it, Katrina. Unbelievable. You excited? What are you excited for, Lexi? Tell me. I wouldn't be able to watch you if you had a spider, Justin. No, me. I mean, I'm not scared of spiders. Spiders don't bother me at all. Snakes do. I can't do snakes. My son loves spiders, not me. I hate bugs and snakes. I cannot stand a snake. Don't want to be near one. They are Satan in the flesh. Oh, that's sweet, Sassy. Let me see here. What was the sentence for the in let me see, I forgot what I want to say it was like 30 years or something like that. Are they? I don't think they've been finally. Have they been? Let me see here. Have they been sentenced yet? I don't know. I think it was like 30 years. The live stream with Remy, I watched all your videos within one night. I binge watched. Oh, you go to Bucky's with them. That's sweet, Lexi. It will have a lot stuff with Remy. We have spider monkeys, and I have spider cactus, spider monkey. Sorry, monkey tail cactus. Oh, I was thinking. They believe it was strangulation. Red rice, strangulation. They haven't been convicted yet. Yeah. There's, it's not going to be a hard case, in my opinion. What did Joyous say? Me too. I can't run, but I'd be gone if I see a snake. Listen, if there's a snake in my yard, people's like, don't kill him. I'm getting my shovel. I'll tell you that. I'm getting my shovel. I do not want a snake in my yard. My son's tarantula lived to be 12. She was white and mean. She tried to bite him a few times. Ugh. I owned a snake. I don't want a snake. No snake. You can't trust a snake. These tarantulas are very tiny and gorgeous. I mean, there's a lot of pretty snakes. There's a lot of pretty tarantulas, with their rosy hairs and all that stuff. But I don't want one. Do you have a Blinky? Do you have a snake or a spider? Sebastian likes snakes. Listen, one of my first jobs was in a pet store. And anybody, I was the assistant manager, and anybody that would touch a snake when I was, had to do interviews or something like that, and they really liked the snake department, they were freaking hired. Because let me tell you something, I would unlock the snake door and say, there you go, get it. I'm not touching it. They were like, oh, I'm getting it for my son. I don't want to touch it. Bitch, then you're not getting it. I'm not touching it. Not happening. Not happening. They finally bought me some welder. I think they're welder gloves. It was like up to here. And I would do it for like the little snakes or something like that. But if nobody else was there, but I am not touching the snakes. There should be 3 charges at least. Oh, yeah. There will be. There is. I'm terrified of snakes. Terrified. I think I don't like the I think also like crocodiles and alligators are very scary too. But I did like the Everglades tour, with the little fan boats or whatever. Those were cool. Those were cool. They are dry. They look slimy, but they're not. What's that? I wanted an axolotl at one time. People might know what they are. Yeah. I stay with monkeys, primates, cats, dogs, and chickens. It's bad, Blinky. It is. It's bad. I had to hold a gator at the ranch. I've got a picture of me holding a shark. I got a picture of me holding a shark. I forget what kind of shark it is, but it was a big ass shark. It was in Mexico. And you got in the water with it and you could hold it and take a picture. It was big. I love my chameleon. My best friend, he bred chameleons. He died just last year. You had an alligator too. I just sent you a snake in my backyard, Australia. See, I love Australia, but I'm probably going to die in Australia because there is so many animals there that can kill you. And I would just have a fucking heart attack, to be honest with you. What is this? Did you email me? My snake in Australia. Oh, wow. I'm going to show a snake, y'all. Here we go. Is that a poisonous snake? Is there poisonous snakes in Australia? Are there poisonous snakes in Australia? I found a rattlesnake in my yard. Oh, God. I would have a conniption fit. I really would. I would have a damn conniption fit. Oh, that's sweet. Big booty. You can. Yeah, I mean, that's why I asked, because she, it's kind of got a triangle head. Hello, Aussie True Crime. My Australians in here. Yes, we do have very poisonous. Yeah. I sat. When I was a kid, I was sitting on a porch, and it was kind of like this office chair that was on a porch, and it had like a metal back, and then it had like the square, like where you rested your back. And I sat down for a little while and talked to my grandmother and stuff. Got up, there was a fucking snake around that bar that I had just sat on. You want to talk about having a Holy Ghost stomp down, drag out fit. I screamed like a middle-aged white lady. Mm-mm. 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 No. Mm-mm. I did. I screamed like a white lady. It was bad. It is a sin to sit on a snake. I didn't want that damn snake. My friend lives in Texas, and a snake coming to her house, she jumped in the on her counter. I would too. Oh, I would too. I don't care if the snake is 3 inches long or 3 feet or 30 feet long. I would have to have someone come remove it. That or burn the house down. High pitched scream and brushing yourself off. Yes, that's exactly what I did. You still catch them? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I mean, I've been to Hawaii, but I'd never seen a snake there. I was bit by a spider on all 4 sides of my ankle. My leg swollen, blew up like a marshmallow. One of my aunties, she was gardening, and she was sitting weeding out. Well, she got bit right next to her hoo-ha. Right next to her hoo-ha. And let me tell you, she almost died. They called the family in. It was terrible. We did not think she was going to live. And she was having surgery every other day. Every other day. And they would just remove what died. And they did plastic surgery and all of that. It was bad. That was a brown recluse spider. Mm. Good night, Anastasia. I did not know my hubby was terrified of snakes till I showed him one. He was screaming, "Really, Mohawk?" Yeah, she got bit by a spider. It was a brown recluse spider. They're very, very poisonous. I almost lost my left leg below the knee from a brown recluse spider. Oh my God, Alicia. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. You just don't think of something so tiny can produce that much poison. You know what I mean? It does rot. April, it literally rots off. It just almost dissolves. You have bees, horse gone wild. I always think people should plant bee friendly and butterfly friendly flowers. Been touched by wolves, but that's all the wild story I have. Really kidding. Oh my goodness, I have a friend. Her granddaughter got bit on the hand by a rattlesnake when she was 3 in Florida. She almost died. Yeah, I'm getting ready to go to Joyous. Good night, darling. Love ya. Get some rest. Tell Mr. Joyous good night as well. Bless you guys. Yeah, good. I plant a lot of like echinacea and like cone flowers and what are they called? Zinnias, something like that. Bears are very scary as well. Really? You walked up to a wolf that was stalking your lamb? That's a story. Horses gone wild. That's a story. The wolf and the lamb. The wolf and the sheep. Yeah. I should show you, dig out my pictures of my zinnias and my flowers. They've got a gorgeous bunch. I've collected so many different types of zinnias, whatever they're called, over the years. I've got them anywhere from white to the coral collar to every color you can think of. Big zinnias, little zinnias, double zinnias. I've got them that look like candy canes and all that stuff. Yeah, lemongrass are good for that. They are. And every year during the fall, I collect the seeds and I plant them again next spring. They are just beautiful. Yeah, save your seeds for stuff like that. I probably had 2 or 3 gallons of seeds this year. It's ridiculous. Should we report this bear? I have him on video running fast down the road. A real bear? I don't think lemongrass attracts bees, no. No, you need like a pollen. Oh yeah, I don't have honey. Like I don't keep honeybees, but we have honeybees here. We got to save the bees. Lexi, if there's neighbors around you or anything, you should probably report the bear. I wish I had the video of the bear touching me. No marks either. Oh my God. Yeah, call the game warden. Yeah, you should probably report the bear. Definitely. All right, y'all. I'm going to end it here. I need to make some videos after this. Mints attract lots of bees and butterflies. Yeah, I tell you what's a really good, that's kind of in that family, but not lavender. But just remember, lavender and mint are very evasive. They're the lavender is very drought tolerant, but it spreads everywhere, and you have to be okay with that. Of course, April, good to see you, honey. Thank you so much. I would just call your wildlife. Thank you, Squid. Good to see you, honey. Game warden. I love lavender too. You can do a lot of things with lavender. You can make lavender tea. I make lavender tea. My favorite thing to make lavender with is lavender creme brulee. Ooh, I love that. That is amazing. So amazing. I will be live Thanksgiving evening as well. So if y'all were stuffed Thanksgiving for the Americans, and of course non-Americans, I'll be here. Canada's already had Thanksgiving. Does Australia do anything like that? Really? Really, Stormy? Can you send me, like, do you have a screenshot of that or anything? Thank you, Lexi. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. I am so sorry. Happy birthday to our Mystery Sky. Let's sing happy birthday to Mystery Sky. Are you ready? Let's sing happy birthday to Mystery Sky. This is my rendition of Marilyn Monroe. Me making the biggest idiot out of myself. Just for you. That she sang to John Fitzgerald Kennedy so many moons ago. Happy birthday, Mystery Sky. The world is your oyster. It's up for you to find the pearls. And guess what? We're right here. All of us. Our clams and our pearls. Oops, wrong one. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, darling Mystery Skies. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mystery Skies, and many, many more. The comms are in vertical room. Yes. Love it so much. Good. Take it back. I'm old enough to remember her singing. Really? That is amazing. I believe she was by him. 1,000%. I believe. I love the Kennedys, by the way. Love them. And love Marilyn. But it happened. Yeah. Everyone wish happy birthday to Mystery Skies. A member in the geocache site because some are private. Interesting. The live that I did the other day with Marilyn Monroe, it got like an age restricted thing on it, and it got demonetized because it talks about the S word of unaliving your own self. That one. So I had to put it in members only. All right, guys. Much love. Good night. God bless. Take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. You only get so many trips around the sun. Enjoy it. Oh, thank you, E. Nick. I love that. That's so sweet. I love you guys. You guys are amazing. Love you guys.